Hi, I'm John Stacy, and I'd like to talk to you today about the first kind of essay that we're going to be writing. In fact, it's the kind of essay that we're going to be writing all through the class. And it's called 131 for very obvious reasons. It contains 1 introductory paragraph, 3 body paragraphs, and 1 concluding paragraph. Now, it's a very simple structure, but it's a structure that allows you to tackle nearly every college writing task. So we're going to start with this one very, very simply and with the basic parts. Okay, the introduction. Well, the introduction, of course, needs to get the reader's interest, but it also needs to contain the essential germ, the central idea of the essay. We call that the thesis statement. In the sample essay that you were given, the central idea of the essay is there are hazards to movie going, so I don't go to the movies anymore. It's a little vague, but that is the central idea. Okay, you're being asked to write an essay on a central idea such as the hazards of owning an old car. So your thesis statement on that would be something like, there are 3 hazards to owning an older vehicle, or there are 3 disadvantages to using a cell phone, something like that. A basic idea, and you're going to have 3 ideas to support it. Each one of those 3 ideas, by the way, is going to be one of your 3 body paragraphs. So let's think about that one that we were given as a sample, the hazards of movie going. The central idea is that there are 3 hazards to movie going, and right in the introduction it says, "Well, I love movies as much as ever. The inconvenience of going out, the temptations of the theater, and the behavior of some patrons are reasons for me to want to wait and rent the video." I understand that. Okay, right there, alongside the thesis statement, he gives us his preview, his plan of development. He tells us there are 3 reasons why he doesn't go to the movies, and he tells us what the 3 reasons are. Now, those 3 reasons, plan of development, are then taken and used in the second part of your 131 essay in the body paragraphs. Okay, the first reason he mentions, for example, what was it? I love movies as much as ever. The inconvenience of going out. So his first body paragraph is going to start off with a topic sentence about the inconvenience of going out. Let's see if he does that. The first body paragraph he says, "To begin with, I don't enjoy the general hassle of the evening." Then he goes into all of the little inconveniences. Since small local movie theaters are a thing of the past, well, not Barstow, I have to drive for 15 minutes to get to the nearest multiplex. The parking lot is shared, and it's inconvenient for me. And he goes on for a paragraph about the bubble gum and the endless lines and all the things that bug him, all the inconveniences. Okay, back in the introduction, he told us there were 3 reasons. His plan of development. Okay, second part of the plan of development, the temptations of the theater. Temptations. Second, theater offers tempting snacks, popcorn, Slurpees, all kinds of candy bars, all kinds of high caloric and high fat stuff. Okay, the third paragraph. What is the third paragraph going to be? Well, we know what the third paragraph is going to be because it's back in the plan of development in the introduction, right? Let's see, the behavior of some patrons. Back in the introduction, we go to his third body paragraph, and it's about how rude the other people going to the movies are, the rudeness of some patrons. Okay, that gives us an introduction containing the thesis statement and plan of development, the preview of the three topic sentences. Then we've got 3 body paragraphs. Each one has a topic sentence, which is part of the plan of development, right? And then finally a conclusion. A conclusion, I like a conclusion that points to the future, tells us why we just read this, thing. And he gives us a conclusion. After arriving home from the movies one night, I decided I was not going to be a moviegoer anymore. I was tired of the problems involved in getting to the theater, resisting unhealthy snacks, and dealing with patrons. So he just kind of reviews what he just told us. We'll learn to write even better, snazzier conclusions than that. But basic point here is the 131, the basic college essay, has introductory paragraph with thesis, plan of development. Your thesis is going to be that one about cars, the inconvenience of the hazards of owning an older car. Okay, thesis statement: hazards of owning an older car. Or there are three reasons, 3 hazards to owning an older car. So then think of what are the big drawbacks, the big hazards to owning an old vehicle. I've owned old vehicles most of my life. See, what bugs me? Well, for me, the big things would be probably it's expensive to keep an old car up. You got all these parts you got to find, and the thing's always breaking down. But the expense. Next, they look so crummy. The paint gets flaky, and there's rust, and it's hard to get the door open. They look like, well, yeah. And so, first is the expense. Second is the appearance of an older car, the appearance or the aesthetics of owning an older car. And the third one would be, they're always, I need to get someplace, and they break down just when I have to get to school. So, unreliability, lack of reliability. So, introduction. Thesis statement would be there are 3 hazards to owning an older car: the expense, the appearance, and the lack of reliability. Okay, I'm all set. I need more stuff in the introduction to get the reader's interest. I'll describe my 1972 Plymouth and the rust spots and how my family hates it. But anyway, I've got to have in the introduction my central idea, what I'm going to talk about, hazards of owning an older car. In my introduction, I want a preview, the 3 big points I'm going to make. Okay. First big point was what? Expense. Okay. My next one, my body paragraph, is going to start out with owning an older car is expensive. It may be cheap to buy on the used car lot, but by the time I add up all of my bills down at Frank's auto shop and finding old parts in junkyards, the expense really adds up probably to more than the payment on a new vehicle. And when it gets to that point, it's time to quit owning the older car and try to go to something better if I can. Okay. Then my next paragraph was going to be what? I said back in the introduction, it was going to be about the, okay, help me, what was it? Oh, you remember, what was the second point? The appearance. Oh, how bad the 72 Plymouth looks. So, second problem, okay, next paragraph, the major point, topic sentence is the second problem, and I can say that, the second problem, let the reader know where we are in the essay. The second problem with owning an older car is the appearance. And then I can describe in terrific detail the horrible appearance of my last old car, or my current old car. Next paragraph, what's it going to be? Lack of reliability. Third problem with owning an older car, third paragraph, is the lack of reliability. And in that, I talk about the time I got stranded out on I-15, hoping to get back to Barstow. But that's it. That's the simple understructure of the most complex essay.